Hey, aloha, this is Ash Tart, and I'm bringing you a pick a card reading for money. This is a pick a card money reading. So any money concerns that you have, whether it's making more money, job, career, finance, managing money, just have that sort of intention, and we're going to pick one of these decks to figure out what you should do in your situation. If you're coming back, then thanks for coming back. And you can pick deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. Deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. And I will wait a second. I'll also put the timestamps in the description, in the comments down below if I remember. I might not remember. If I don't, please do it for me. Thanks. Okay, so if you've made your selection, we're going to go ahead and start with deck 1. And I'm using the Stone Circle Oracle and the Energy Oracle cards. Alrighty. So let's get started with your Energy Oracle, Stone Circle Tarot first. And then the Energy Oracle cards for you guys. You get 5. Okay, cool. So what do we have here? Indecision, attachment, strategy, the garden and the gate, the woman with a coin, holding a coin, set. Let's see. Shall we dance? And wise woman. Okay, so for you guys that picked deck 1, I see that money is something you want more of, and you don't really feel like you have enough, or maybe you don't feel like you have any. And so I totally feel you. We're gonna work with this and see what we can find out in this part of the reading. So the first thing your guides or our guides are all telling us is you need a strategy, my friend. You need some really solid strategy. This isn't something that's really talked about enough. It's one of my passions. I've been really immersed in learning how to build wealth for the past 3 years, and I finally got to a point where it's okay, now I know. Now that I know, it's wow, this is so easy. Why don't we teach people? So I'm working on that, but putting together a course. But for you guys right now, what I can say is that there are actual real strategies to making more wealth and having the money you want. And you can't really, just wing it in life and think that you're going to make money, because you won't. It's a strategy game. It's a game that requires you to play by some rules. And as long as you know the rules, then you can actually make quite a lot of money. It's not not out of bounds for you. Sorry. I was what am I trying to say? So we have the garden and the gate, which is kind of reinforcing this message about strategy, that you actually have the ability to let yourself into this beautiful garden, but you have to use the key around your neck, right? She has this key around her neck to the garden gate. You have to use the key to actually access the world and access all the abundance. So you have that power. We have indecision and attachment. So these are going hand in hand, because these are two things that are holding you back. Because a lot of you that are watching this part for deck 1, you actually do know that you need a strategy. You know that you need a plan and you need a course of action, and you can't just wing it to get to your goals. But one thing is you're not decided on what's the best path. And the other thing is you're really attached to just kind of I would say even a false sort of image. So you might think, oh, I was supposed to have this one sort of career, and then you don't have it. Or I was supposed to go to college and get a degree, but you didn't go to college, which is fine. Or I was supposed to do this kind of thing because my parents or my community or my friends or, there's a lot of attachment here just to some ideal, some mask that you think you should be, but that's not you. This is you, right? You're not the mask, you're the person. So you kind of have to take off the chains of like people's ideas and throw away the mask and just be who you are. And there is a lot of room for you to make money, just being your authentic self. You don't have to wear a mask and be some false person to make a whole lot of money. You will have all the money, but you have to be authentic. So then we have these three cards, and this card Set. Set's kind of like an evil Egyptian god, one of the worst Egyptian gods. Um, and just an overall pretty bad guy. But here he's battling the chaos god Apophis, who was threatening the world, and Set was like, okay, well, I don't like that, so I'm going to take you down. Um, what this is saying to me is that it seems like an overwhelming battle, basically. Like, this is a huge snake, right? It seems like an overwhelming battle and not something that you can actually accomplish. But what they want you to know is that there are many people, even in your lineage, in your family, if you like look back far enough or look at your aunts or uncles, great aunts, great uncles, people you might be distantly related to but still have some records of. There are people in your family lineage who have done this already. You're not the first one to try to go on this journey and try to like create all this wonderful abundance that you really want, right? It's actually something, the path has already been laid for you. There are people who have done this before. You're not the first. So you don't have to be worried. You can actually just go out into the world, be your authentic self, and just dance freely. Like, you have the ability to just be who you want and still make a lot of money. So for those of you that picked deck one, that's my message for you, is that you can feel emboldened to really just be yourself. I really hope that helps. Okay, moving on to the people who picked deck two. Okay, so let's pick your energy oracle cards. And then your stone circle oracle cards. Okay, cool. So if you picked deck two, then here's what I've got for you. The very first thing they're bringing my attention to is this 6th chakra Archangel Metatron, which is such a beautiful card, right? Like, he's just glowing with all of his power, and he's like fully tuned into his intuition, to his third eye, and he knows the way. And they're saying that you actually do know the way. So for you, with your money concern, I feel like for you, your money is actually more concerned, related to a love issue, and that you want to make the right amount of money to be able to really like court someone or be worthy of someone, or just have enough money to like date. Like, maybe you don't have enough money to comfortably date or to support your household. Like, there's a love issue involved. Maybe if you're married, like, there's a money issue involved with your spouse where you guys don't really have enough. And so you realize that in order to preserve the sanctity of your marriage, you really need to bring in more income. And you have been getting a lot of great ideas recently, so this is what this 6th chakra Archangel Metatron is really saying, that you can trust your intuition. And if it's saying like, well, you can go on this amazing journey and also start bringing in a lot of money, that's totally valid too. So she has her bags packed. She's like waiting for the person to pick her up, and she's gonna be off. And she's standing there alone on the bridge, so maybe it's a little bit lonely looking, but she's also fully prepared. She has all her bags, she has this beautiful dress, she has her lantern even, and she's totally safe. She's under the spotlight. You know, there's people watching her. You're going to be safe on your journey. You can follow your intuitive guidance and go on this journey that's going to bring you a lot of money. This deceit card came up for you guys, which is kind of, to me, like the way this person looks. And because your energy that I picked up here is like really pure and innocent, almost like you're just really concerned with your journey. So this seems like another person to me. It doesn't seem like a person. It doesn't seem like it's your energy to me. What this feels like is actually maybe a relative or a friend that doesn't really like that you have all these cool new ideas and might try to like hold you back. So especially if you've expressed your ideas to someone recently and they told you, oh, you can never do that, but your intuition is telling you, I definitely can do that. This person is actually lying to you. And the reasons vary a lot. Some people are jealous. Some people just don't want to see you succeed. You know, there's a lot of different reasons. Maybe a few people, but very few, are kind of scared of being left behind. But people that are telling you, no, you can't succeed and this isn't going to work for you, they're actually just lying. They are not tapped into your intuition. They don't see the journey that you can go on, and they don't really want you to win, unfortunately. Sorry to convey that information. So we have Eagle and Hecate, who's the Greek goddess of the cross worlds and the underworld and magic. Like she has the most magic of anyone. And then Eagle, and he is an amazing god and guide in Native American mythology. So these two guards and guides are saying to you that, well, Eagle is saying you are very divinely protected, and this is a journey I really want you to go on. I really want you to bring your offering, bring your product service to all these people that will really appreciate it. I really want to be there to encourage you. See all this light coming from his mouth. He's like, I want to give you accolades. I want to celebrate you. I want to help you shine. I want to show you how much your idea is so amazing. So he's looking forward to supporting you. And then Hecate is very much like a guide in the darkness, right? She has this big torch and she's in the dark underworld, but she's the goddess of the crossroads, and so she doesn't have any fear. So even though, you know, again, if you're alone and it's like, okay, I'm doing this all by myself, Hecate is very much like, okay, child, I hear her saying like, okay, child, even though you seem to be alone, you're not. I'm lighting the way at the crossroads. I'm guiding your path, and you will be guided at every step of the way. Just follow me. So you don't have to worry about a single thing. Just don't give in to people that like don't want you to succeed. And this last one, Oracle, is such a beautiful, auspicious card for you to come up in this reading, because this is really a woman who's in full possession of her power. And you might be like male or female or third gender watching this, but you know, she's in full possession of her power. She like is not afraid to be her authentic self. She's not afraid to let the community celebrate her, right? And to like give her accolades and like tell her how successful she is. Like she's fully embracing everything. So look forward to being this confident, this sure of yourself in your purpose. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're moving on to deck number 3. I hope I can do this before the phone cuts out, because it's been doing that recently. I thought it would go to 20 minutes with my earlier reading, and then it didn't, so it might cut off. And if it does, I'm sorry. I just need a new phone, I think. So for deck 3, these are your cards. You get a lot of the Stone Circle Oracle cards, and then a couple of these Energy Oracle cards. Okay, cool. So if you pick deck number 3, I don't see this card very often. Oh, this is Diana. Very pretty. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Let's see. We also have goddess face is a beautiful, beautiful card, right? We have Thoth. He's the Egyptian goddess of a god of wisdom. We have Spider, contract, rest and rejuvenation, and the sun. Okay, so for your money concerns, let's start with contract. You might be stuck in a contract. You might have signed a contract. You might be in a legally binding situation. And you might need more money, or you might feel limited in how much money you can make because you're binded by this contract. You can't really get out of it. Some of the advice to you is just to relax and to rest and to not stress about your money situation right now at this time, actually. Not because there's nothing you can do, there are advice cards here, but just because it's a period of rest for you. Like, they don't want you to stress out too much. Just allow yourself to be happy and enjoy life. And, do a lot of wonderful self-care. Do a lot of like going outside under the sun, even though it's cold in the north, but listen to some music, go out dancing, do some self-care, really allow yourself to just enjoy life right now, even though you might feel burdened and stressed out and limited by this whole contract situation. The advice cards for you, well, the spider card is coming up really strongly for me right now, but then I want to get to these two really quickly, but this is really like just that, well, one, you've been very anxious, and partially it's because of this money situation, but the deeper reason is not actually like money. You're actually anxious about other things that are like on your head and like going into your mind. And the money is like how you're kind of manifesting this. You're like, okay, if I make more money, if I get out of this contract, if I can just move forward, then my anxiety will be gone. But in your situation, for you guys that picked deck 3, actually your anxiety is not due to a money situation, it's due to something else completely. And that's what your guides are really saying that we want to clear up. We have this god Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, and he's saying that he really wants you to, well, in addition to the rest and rejuvenation, right, that we had earlier. In addition to this rest and rejuvenation, Thoth also wants you to kind of like look at your situation while you're resting. Look at it and examine it and see like what is actually stressing you out, because it's not actually money. Look at each chess piece and really see what needs to be solved. So then you have Diana, who's the goddess of the hunt and the moon in Greek mythology or Roman mythology. And she's a beautiful goddess of like femininity as well, like the goddess of women in general. And she's also kind of trying to give you a clue without saying outright that partially what's giving you anxiety is not being able to feel comfortable in a feminine position, whether you're male or female or third gender watching this. There's something about a feminine position that is giving you anxiety. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you feel like guilty for that. Maybe you are transgender and you feel like you can't get your surgery without money. But there's something around femininity, a feminine issue, that is causing you anxiety. So the ultimate solution, we have this goddess face card. She just wants to reassure you that the answer to your anxiety is actually within yourself, within your heart. And whatever your anxiety around your feminine fear is, it's actually like you are feminine enough, you are doing okay, you don't have to do more to like prove who you are or like justify yourself. You're actually perfectly, amazingly a goddess in your own right. Or if you're a male, you don't really resonate with that. It's just to say like the goddess is to be honored, and she is like super powerful, and so maybe you might have like a mother issue or like an aunt issue or sister issue, and the goddess is like a deeper energy, a deeper sacred energy. So to tap into that and not depend on trying to find like more money to like solve your issue, because the issue isn't really money. The issue is these deeper emotional concerns around the femininity. Okay, I know that was like kind of a deep message and a little bit intense. Hopefully it resonated. If not, you can always choose a different deck or a different reading from me or someone else. And thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.